It's like there's this modernization of how loan officers have to be.
Yeah.
You have to be promoting, you have to be getting, deals in different ways that way. A little more outgoing and stuff like that.
Yeah, I think I think almost everything is marketing nowadays.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think lenders used to be able to hide behind the desk.
Yeah.
And I don't think that's the way anymore.
Right. I think it's because it all switched during COVID. The realtor, was almost behind the lender. Lender would be like, oh, let's get this guy pre-approved and then go to the realtor. And now once COVID hit, they're like, hey, did you get a pre-approval letter? But everyone wanted to go talk to the realtor. They want to go see the houses and go, oh, there's 2%. I want it. So, but now it's more like, okay, well, as lenders, we have to, have value and still showcase the value, too.
I also think that, 20 years ago, there was a lot more brokers and stuff, and then they blamed the whole recession on brokers, which was totally unfair. It was just a way for retail banks to take over the entire industry again. And don't get me started on that. But
no tangents.
But we have a lot more brokers now, and I feel like there's a lot more actual competition now, a lot more opportunity and competition because there's a lot more non-conforming, non-qualifying loans that are available, and I feel like people can talk to these, people. I just feel like the broker world is just going to grow. Because of that. So and what they can offer. So, but I think being that there's going to be more brokers, that it's more almost kind of your own business, or obviously we work for Empire, we hang our license here and everything, and we're happy to promote them and whatnot. But you are the face of
me.
You.
Yeah.
Yep. So
Trent Industries.
LLC. Do you have that?
Trent LLC. Trent Industries LLC.
Yeah. But so what the most luxurious place in the Orlando area is? Like the subdivision?
Is that the Bella Colina? I hear a lot about that one. What do you think?
Bella Colina is beautiful, but I don't think they're top. They might be top 10.
Okay.
But Isleworth is number one.
Isleworth?
Yeah, on Lake Butler and stuff. Actually, Lake Butler is the most expensive lake in our area to live on, by far. Almost all the houses, most of the houses, I think the average is around 10 million.
Oh, wow.
But it's the only lake in our area that has $30 million houses on it.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Nice. Did you get a listing in there? Is that where we're going?
No. Eventually.
I was getting excited.
No, here's the thing is, I'm I'm a luxury listing agent up to about 5 million. At that point, I would be happy to take your listing, but I'm going to go actually to somebody else, because at that point the listing is going to cost me about 15 to 30 grand to advertise and to put into the right international markets, because that's what you have to do with 5 million and above. And so I'd be happy to do that, and I do have the people available to me, to work with me on that. But that is one of those things. Between about $1 million, actually, probably about 900,000 and about 5 million, you're in that range of spending up to maybe 5,000 to 7,000. The low millions, we might only spend about 3,000, 3,500 or something. So up to about 7,000, and that's a more manageable. Those are people that are just kind of everyday people that, are working, just the everyday millionaire versus the actual people that are the wealth, of the area. And so that's a different marketing. But I would like to work in Isleworth or whatever. I was just curious if you knew what the subdivision of all subdivisions is around here.
Nope.
There is another one that you might have heard of. Every now and then a property comes on sale. I think it's called Golden Oak.
I think I've heard of that one.
And it's over Disney area. And what they do is they're the only luxury Airbnb. So a lot of these mansions are 20 bedrooms, 25 bedrooms.
Tricked out.
Yeah, just tricked out and all sorts of stuff.
Yeah.
And the average in that subdivision, I think the least expensive house is, I think they have it valued at like $6 million, and it goes up to about, I think, $12 million.
Okay.
In that. So that's another subdivision that's, I think it's right up there with Isleworth. It's just a different type of stuff. Isleworth is where Shaq had his home.
Oh, okay.
So,
Gotcha.
and like Hillman sold that. And
yeah.
I think at the time Shaq's home sold for like $10 million. You could probably get about 15 to 20. That place is huge. It's like 85,000 square feet or something. It's
massive.
Massive. Like huge. But I mean, that's what you need for a guy that big.
yeah. So, big people need big houses.
Yeah. The cool thing about his thing is like he sold it the way it kind of was, and he spent a lot of time. And he's that Superman guy, so he's got the Superman stuff everywhere, all over. He built different ponds and things, different, So it was a really cool place. He just where did he go? Did he go up to Georgia, Atlanta area? I think. So, but yeah, so that's where. And a lot of celebrities and business financiers and stuff buy in Isleworth. Yeah. So, but I like that Windermere area. You like the Windermere area?
I passed through.
We passed through, huh?
Yeah, I know. I did like a networking event one time in that area.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that area a lot. Like it's a very beachy vibe. You drive through Windermere and it's like the downtown is. Yeah. It's not a bunch of high rises or big building. It's like old time downtown type feel. You got an ice cream place on the corner, Yeah. You got different it's just so cool. Cobblestone, just beautiful place. But then when you go to the side roads as you're driving through Windermere, they're all still sand and stuff. And these are like $1 million places, and then
sandy roads.
Yeah. And then you take the sandy road down to this house that's on Lake Butler, and it's like a $5 million house. And you're just like, wow, like this is just, it's kind of cool. But I like working in those areas. I would like to get more listings in those areas. I think it takes time, I always like to do research on different things and see where things are. And when you work in the industry, you know where all like the big lakes are, and you know that the Butler chain of lakes, people talk about that. There's like 7 or 8 lakes that you can go to. They're all connected, and they call them the Butler chain of lakes. And that's the big area where people go. And on one side you have Windermere, and then you have Butler over here, and like kind of in between going there, you got Isleworth.
Oh, so, right in the center. Now it all makes sense.
Center of like the two kind of big areas.
Yeah.
So for all you interested, you should check that stuff out. I just like looking at that stuff anyways, Yeah. Like the videos that are in there, you're like, wow, these houses, people just live a different way.
Yep.
So, yeah. And then there's, of course, like, Lake Maitland, that's, on the lake. Those are average $5 million places, So, but is that where you want to live?
I don't know. I don't know exactly where. I know it's, my wife is always like, all right, well, whoever next place will be better and bigger, kind of thing. So
better and bigger?
Better
like
and bigger.
The actual house or like the property?
House. Yeah, property too, A little bit bigger lot.
Would you want more of a bigger lot?
Yeah. I think a little bit bigger lot.
Yeah, I'd like 5 acres.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like our subdivision, and the reason we stay in our subdivision is because the kids have so many friends so close and stuff.
Oh, yeah. Gotta wait.
And it's just like, it's so easy and nice and low maintenance, but I like land.
Yeah. It's just nice to have your own like piece.
Yeah. I want a shop. I want a pond. I want the whole world.
Everything.
But yeah, I think eventually that's something I'd actually like to. So in St. Cloud, I know you lived down there, but are you familiar with like all of St. Cloud and stuff? So like just south of St. Cloud, like you go past 192, you get to like Hickory Tree and those areas. Yeah. Those areas are like about 1 to 5 acre plats, and they're called the Manor, and that's where my church is, down in the Manor and stuff. I would like to live down there. Yeah. I think that would be a great place to live.
At least like an acre. And
yeah. But I also would like to help some of those people develop that land. I'd like to.
How can we make this better?
make a difference in 2025, you got to dig deep and find the why.
When I look back at all the things that I have been able to overcome in life, they prepared me for this moment right now.
If we have the right attitude, what's really in the streets isn't money in cash form, it's opportunity. And that is everywhere.
How you doing? Let's get this energy level up.
Well, we're working, we're doing a build right now. We're not. We wish we could, but they're more like cash buyers at this point.
Cash though.
Yeah. But they're doing a build, and they're doing one down there. And the builder that they're building through, all he does is really just kind of buy those 5-acre land and split them up, and and then just find a builder and sell them off like that. I'd like to do that as well.
It's pretty lucrative, pretty easy.
Yeah, I know.
Slightly passive in a way.
Exactly. Well, and that's the thing, is not as just as a supplement.
Mm-hmm.
I got real estate going.
Yep.
But I also want to do a little investing and a little, and we have a few builders that we've talked to through these processes that would be like, oh man, these are great builders that we could get, small time builders, help them build their business as we're building ours.
Yeah.
Get these projects going. And so I don't know. We'll see what happens. I've been doing a lot of research on the land down there, because they've pushed some of the areas that were just strictly AG. They pushed them into R1s, or they've rezoned some of those areas, which for most people, they're just like, what does it matter? Well, what does that matter is that AG can only be subdivided into 2 acres. But if I can find a 5-acre up in, an R1 area, I could subdivide it into 4 and not have to do a subdivision plat.
Yeah.
In the AG, I'd have to apply for a subdivision plat.
It's more expensive. You got to do zoning and
exactly, and you got to
impact studies,
all sorts of impact studies and stuff. Yeah, in the impact studies, you actually have to pay for each lot. So if you subdivide, then you have to do an impact for each lot. Now, when you pay for an impact, so say I got an R1, and I had 5 acres. That first year, I can only subdivide it into 2 plats. I can only subdivide it once the first year. And the reason being is because I didn't pay for a subdivision plat. If I wanted to subdivide it initially right off the get-go, I could pay for that, but it'd be more money, and but what I would want to do is get that 5 acres, subdivide it the following year, subdivide it again, and then, each land would have like an acre and a quarter or something, and then do it like that. Yeah. And what I would do is just, main road through, you'd have this square right here, main road, big pond in the middle, because I'd want to make sure the water's taken care of, and then a big circular kind of driveway around the pond. Yeah. And those houses, everybody would kind of just face the pond, inward onto the pond, and they'd have their acres on the back,
That sounds cool.
Doesn't it sound cool? Yeah. Yeah. And so I'd have to do that with an R1, and that to kind of, but I've already kind of started. Mapped it out. I'm figuring things out. I'm getting costs. Oh, but the impact fees. So I'd have to buy like impact fees when I subdivided. Yeah. The impact fees I'd have to buy it for the land, and then it would go with one of these plats, and then the other one wouldn't have one. And so I'd have to buy it for that plat. Then when I went to subdivide, those impact fees would stick with one of the pieces, and then I'd have to buy it for the other. And so and then it'd be like, it's about 15 to 20,000 each time on those impact fees. And so eventually you're having probably about $60,000, $70,000 just to divide these up and have the impact fees and everything necessary to even build without even running the main, So there's a lot more to it. There's stuff you got to have kind of worked out, But there's a way. There is a way. And I've been doing a lot more research to kind of really just figure this out, because it's what I want to do in addition to just standard real estate, I want to get to that next phase where,
you can build wealth and it's not just transactions.
Correct.
And all that.
And I figure out of those 4 homes, I could probably sell all of them, but if I needed to, or if I wanted to, rent in the manor is quite a bit because you get acreage. It could probably, if I wanted to keep one of them or something, it could probably be a decent long-term rental.
There you go.
They get quite a bit of money. A lot of people are paying between $4,000 and $5,000 for like 3 to 4 bedrooms in the manor because you get an acre and whatnot. You don't have HOA, you don't have all that other stuff. People can park their RVs, and so they're willing to pay a lot more.
Yeah.
So, anyways, I don't even know what got us on there, but that's something that I want to do too, and I feel like you guys would be interested in that.
Yeah, definitely. Sounds good.
What's your goal?
My goal?
In addition to just lending, I know you do some flips, and you do.
Yeah, we're doing some flips, but my goal is just to focus on some cash flowing properties and start to build it up and all of that. Just because, just need to go that direction. Because then you start to put your money that you make towards actually building wealth. Because it's like when you do a transaction, you get paid your commission on it, but that's it. That money doesn't make you money in your sleep.
It's not working for you.
Right. It's not working for you. Yeah, you got to put those dollars to work.
Yeah.
So, we looked at a couple of things. My wife and I are starting to plan it out. And then we're going to take and just work on getting some cash flowing properties and then build up some doors. Yeah.
A good friend of mine back in Idaho, he's really built his wealth by basically doing that same thing. I mean, he's done a lot of sub twos and stuff, but he did one a subject to for a motel about 4 years ago.
Oh, wow.
And now he's looking to sell that. His name's Rick. He's a really smart guy. Like if you met him, like you wouldn't think he's very wealthy or anything because he drives this beat up car, like pickup kind of, and he just doesn't care about that stuff.
Yeah.
But he owns a lot of stuff. Like you don't realize what he owns until you look stuff up or you talk to him and stuff. But he owns this motel. Anyways, he bought this thing. Yeah, he got it subject to, I want to say 800,000 or something like that. And it's like a 16 unit, nothing crazy.
Yeah.
But there's a theme park in Idaho called Silverwood.
Okay.
And this theme park has grown more and more and more. And so 10, 15 years ago, this motel wasn't anything. Nobody stayed there or anything.
Yeah.
It wasn't. But it's built up so much so that they have like this brand new Safeway.
Okay.
Kind of by there. And so this motel has just really hit off. So now he's looking to move it. I mean, I think he's looking to move it for like 2 or 2.5 million. And it's based on what it brings in, I mean, and it's rented out all the time.
That's the biggest thing about these, motels or like the, multifamily that are more commercialized is that it takes it out of just being what the market is. And it's more about what that property can generate in revenue. So instead of taking and saying, hey, if you've improved it and now you can get more rents for it and all that, and your price goes up, now you increased the value by improving it that way.
Yeah.
Unlike residential where you're kind of still capped at, hey, I need to take in, I'm capped at whatever the values are, right? So even if you go in a certain area, you can look at some of forced appreciation, but you're still capped there.
Yeah, or rents or whatever those are, like whatever that set kind of number is, you are capped. And I mean, you could raise up the rents though. Like you could build up, but that's what you have to do. If you're going to do it, you have to treat it like he did with that motel. You have to, as soon as somebody moves out, you have to increase its value.
Yeah.
Whatever you do, so that you're getting more rent. So you redo each apartment at a time as they move out. And then they go from 1,200 to 1,500 or 1,600 or whatever. You have to increase. But he did, like, it was one of those things when he purchased it, they were getting about $50 a room and $65 a room for the suites. And now he's getting $130 a room and $165 for the suites.
Yeah. So you're more than double.
Yeah.
Like,
it's more than double. It's like added $100 to each room.
Which doesn't sound like a lot.
It doesn't sound like, but you're talking about
night.
Yeah, per night. And not only that, the vacancies from when he first bought it, because like I said, it just wasn't used. It just wasn't, and now in the last like 4 or 5 years since he owned it, the area's built up. He's built that up and everything. and the vacancies are next to nil. Like it's rented out, it's rented out on the books for like almost a year now. It's like, it's crazy.
Yeah.
And so, now he's looking to sell because that's what you do.
That's what you do. Take the money and then you reinvest it in something bigger and better until
So he'll take this and he'll do basically the same thing. He'll find another, motel or something to kind of find another area that's growing like that.
Yeah.
That he could put his mark in. And I look at him and I'm like, man, that's the type of stuff you need to do, because you can't just be paycheck to paycheck. Otherwise it's very difficult to get ahead. Like I do see realtors that become rich by being just realtors. And they don't do a whole lot of investing in real estate or anything, which is very baffling. It's like you work in real estate, you don't do it.
Yeah, you gotta believe in your product.
Yeah. But they sell a lot and they're happy with that. But I just, at a certain point, I just feel like you can't just be a transactional.
Correct. Yeah, you gotta
person in general. So anyways, anything else?
No, I think this was a good one.
Yeah, I did a lot of talking. I think maybe we were, but anyways,
happens sometimes.
Yeah.
All right.
Pleasure.
Absolutely.
So,
See you in the next one.
Time.